Alright, so I think let's take a video, let's go through everything. Now I'm gonna break it up. So let's start with the Excel straight to COMSOL, straight on to the results. And we can see how it goes. So I have my design. So I've already touched these two. Height of my stem per 100 centimeters. Alright, I can skip this. And radius. You know, 2 point. It would be a little big because so height and your radius. So that should have calculated the circumference. However, then you put, let me say the separations 5, yeah, 5 centimeters. Then the electrode width, it put like 3, yeah, 3 by 10 is okay. So that done. So you're playing it height, the radius, then your electrode width and height, and the separation. Yeah, so this is just converting it to degrees. Then you go across to here now. And this way you check to see if it was in. So yes it is. So electrode space, okay, start with that space. Now we specify 5. So space and electrode, space, electrode, space, electrode, space, electrode. Total length is 32, which is less than the total circumference. So we good. And here now is where we get the angles. So let's say we don't want to start at 0. Let's say we want to start at, let's say 90 degrees. So everything will just update. So you have your need. So there's the end of the Excel part. So you have the angles for the electrode, which is basically what this whole thing is about. But then you could go across and COMSOL. I already have a thing open, so you'll obviously will be in this window. Okay, cool is model wizard 3D. Then you're going to ACDC, which is a band that I kind of really like. When you go into electric currents, you double click on it and you click study, and you click in frequency domain. Yeah, I want to save it. I know where to save it. I don't really care. Save. Okay, so back to what we doing. Our project should open up. Blank. Okay, so we starting up here all the time. So you have your parameters. So for the sake of say parameters of stem, you know what it is. So you can kind of tip that from the Excel sheet. Let's dot this. The toggle height. Pin that back. So you can have this. So you can hear R the radius, and the radius was 10 cm, and the height, which is H 100 cm. Oops, not caps. And what you could kind of put here what it is, or radius of stem, and so on and so forth. I'm not doing that again, so right. So we have that. Then the next thing we could add in is the electrode stuff. So E underscore width, or wide it is 3 cm. Then the electrode height 10 cm. Then here's where you're putting electrode angles. So you could say you have 4 electrodes, so it'll be E1 start, E1 end, E2 start, and E2 end, E3 start, and E3 end, and E4 start and E4 end, and I just copy and paste the angles. So the first electrode starts at this value, so paste it in, it ending at this value. So you paste it in, E2 starting at this, paste it in, and it ending at this, E3, and then at this, and E4, and then at this. Nice. Okay, so we have the variables which we need. So the next thing we do now is we come down to components. So here's where we add in our geometry. So we'll do, I'll get the full screen, this entire window now, because on this alone, I think we finished with the Excel now. Yeah, anyway, so we go into geometry, and you can pick the type that you want. So you have cylinder. I'm naming the cylinder stem. And the radius, you don't need to type a value because you already have it as R and H in the global parameters. If you hover over it, you can see the value come up. So, and in the position, you can leave it as that. And then you click build. And we have our stem. So the next thing you will want to do is add your electrodes. So click here, you right click. Then you go into work plane. And the z coordinate is the vertical, you want it to be half the height, so h divided by 2. If you want it to be 4, you can have it as 4. So if it's as 4, it really matter. It really doesn't matter with it. But normally I will at the middle, so let's keep it like that. You catch it by now. So we have that. The next thing we'll do, so you can say this is electrode plane. And you can say this along system simulation. Yeah, because the default name is kind of boring. Say electric plane, and you have, when you click plane geometry, you'll see the cross section of it. So again, you could say electrode. Just a change in name, so you actually know what it's talking about. Nice. So you have this. So what you want to do now is you want to add the electrode. So to do that, right click on the electrode geometry. And you go across the primitives arc. And this, each arc is the electrode. So there's electrode 1. The radius of it, you want it to be the same radius of the stem, right on the stem. And then you have to put in the start and end angles, which already put as a global. So this will be E1 underscore start, and this will be E1 underscore end. Then you have 4. So you can right click this and click duplicate, and you can kind of like duplicate it 3 at a time because I mean, it's 4 electrodes. And that's over by the time we name it. So this will be E2. Same concept, radius. Then this will be E2 start and E2 end. We go down to here. Click it a few times to rename it. 3. And so it'll be E3 start and E3 end. And this one here will be E4. So it'll be E4 here and E4. And then it does build all, and you have here 1 space 2 space 3 space. So you have the electrodes on this part of the plane. So now you can actually go back to your system and you won't be able to see it as yet. So what you have to do after you add in your electrode, just kind of extrude the system. So you right click on the electrode plane and you go to extrude, and then now you go down to distance, and here's where you type in the height of the electrode. So we already save it as E_H. We hover over it, you should see the value. Yeah, 0.1. And just click build and bam, yeah, electrodes. So our Excel sheet was correct. So nice. So the next thing we'll want to do here is add material properties to each of these things. So we close this and I finish with this now. We're gonna create some material. So to do that, you right click any material, you click blank material. You can name this one stem and you select the stem. So let's see if this wasn't here, you let us select the stem. And then the material properties, pay in your sigma. So for me it was 0.05 and the permittivity was, if it's the other way around, let me check, because I look in kind of weird. So for mine's conductivity is 0. Yeah, that's correct again. All is well with the world. Nice. So get that. So that there, and then you want to add another material for the electrode, which is platinum. So we could do, you could add a pre-built material to it. So let me say gold. If I add gold electrodes, so you go down to metals and you go double click on it and you will add it. So now we want to select the electrodes. So we can't use the current way it is. So what you will have to do is you have to remove the bigger body. So what you will do, down here, instead of having it as domain, you click boundary. The boundary will just let you select like individual things instead of the whole thing. Then zoom in and you just select, turn it around, drop a little piece. That going on the next piece. Yeah. Don't miss that piece. Dude, why are you so hard to click? Haha. Right. So that's your 4 electrodes there. 1, 2, 3, 4 selected. And then now you go down to your properties. Anytime you need a property here, most of the time the 2 basic ones will be in the basic properties, which is your electrical conductivity and your relative permittivity. So you just double click on it and it will be added down there. So I'll actually need to add that in. So double click and it should add. And the relative permittivity of our method is approximately 1. So that would be there. And yeah, so we have just added your electrode material. So let me see if I can rename it. Right, so we have that. We close this now. So what if we wanted to add an atmosphere to it? So what you'll need to do is you have to add a cylinder, another cylinder. And you can name this one Atmos. How do I spell that? Yeah, whatever. So now the radius of it, you want it to be a little thicker than your previous. So you say R plus 1. Right, you say R plus 0.5. You can kind of play around with it after and see. And then H plus 1. And build it. And you'll see it come up here. You kind of see a stem inside of it. So if you actually want to make it a little smaller, you could just change this to 0.5. Well, yeah, And you keep the height because you want it to be over it. And I think that we probably go down like a 0.3. And really do nothing with the height. Yeah, so you cannot see the two of them easier instead of having a big thing. So you have just placed your stem inside of our atmosphere. So now you will need to add a material to the atmosphere, obviously. So you click on material and you click blank and you can name this one A. And now we have to select the domain. So you just select it, which is the outer part, and it comes up and you have to put in the relative permittivity and the conductivity at A. So the conductivity at A is like real small. You cannot get it from the internet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. And the permittivity is A. So we have that. Yeah, so we have our materials. So the next thing we have to do after we have that, we could do, kind of like add some color. It kind of looking boring now. So we add some color. So the first color I want to add is with the atmosphere. So to do that, you go up to definitions, and you right click, and you click selections, explicit, and you could say this one as a color. So in it, you have it as here. Then you just go and select the domain of it because it's the whole outer piece. And you can change the color. And it was here, so you can find out it's blue. It's blue. So what if we wanted to put a color for the stem and the electrode? So what you need to do first is remove the outer A. So to do this, pay attention carefully. Yeah, click this to reset anything. Yes, do not show me this message again. Then you click on hide. Then you click here and you want it to be on view unhidden. And anything you click on now will just disappear and it will just be going deeper and deeper into the component. So you click here and you have here. So now we want to get rid of the, well, I mean, you could name this whole, you could put this whole thing as a color. So now you remove the click. So you have access to this piece here. So now we could go back to definitions, selections, explicit. Try to name it. You can name it here if you want. So that'd be stem color. And we have to click the stem. And mean green, I guess. Yeah. So you have the stem as green. So the next thing you want to do is you want to cut a color for the electrodes. So we'll need to remove the stem. So to do the same concept, you get just to it over and then click this, put it on view, and you click. Now you can't, if you click this, the whole thing will go. So you want to be able to remove components from components with respect to boundaries. You click this button and you go to select boundaries. So this will allow you to select the pieces without removing the thing that you actually want. So I think that's enough. We don't need to remove any more. So now I want to select, so I deselect this. Okay, if you keep this on when you're dealing with anything here, anything you click over should just disappear. So we have this, you can zoom in a little bit. So we have our electrodes, so you want to add some color to it. So same thing. Explicit would be explicit 3, and this would be electrode color. And now we are selecting our domain. We can select the domain, the whole thing, but everything you select will come up. So I want to put some boundary so I could click what I want to change. Like all the boundary does is allow you to like be more specific in terms of where you want to click. So I can zoom in to get these little pieces. I think that's all. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 electrodes. Color by, pink. Yeah, color by. So, and yeah, so you have that. So to go back to the original, you go back to view all, and you have your shape. So what you could do is kind of like take out a piece of it, so put it on boundary, so you can kind of see the inside. No. Oh, right. No, middle of one. That's super. Alright, so I go through do that, make sure it's on view hidden. Right, it's not. Then you click here and look, you can see, which is so cool. Actually, let me remove this one. This side you can see. Okay, everything right there for you. Cool. So you have that. You have the atmosphere, the material, the electrode, the material, and the stem and the material, and you have the colors that we can add. So now, after we do that, so we can close this. Where are we in the stuff? We just create the electrode. So now we gotta put some power to it. So I want to just see the electrode. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove that, and what I'll do, go into boundaries, zoom in, right. I'll zoom in on here, and I'll just want to remove the outer pieces. So I could just have the electrodes now. And I don't really remove that. So deselect it, zoom in, so I could see the 4 electrodes fairly good. So now what we need to do is add a ground, a terminal, and 2 voltage measuring terminals. So you right click on electric current, and you go to ground, ground 1, then you select. So you could put this as ground. So it'll be this and the small piece. That's ground. Then you wanna add a terminal. So this would be an input. And you could use it as this one. Make sure it has no small pieces. Anyway, I0 to be 1. Then you have to add your 2 voltage measurements. So it'll be floating potential. And this will be V minus. And you could put that as the middle piece. And then a V plus. And that will be, I think, this one down here. Make sure the small pieces select too. Right. So we have our 4 ground inputs. Sure. Then you have your 2 voltage measurements in the middle. Right, so the next item after that now is the mesh. So I want to see everything again. So we all press this to see. So we have our little shape. So we'll mesh it now. So with the mesh, the fine here go is the more memory we take up. So for now, I'll probably do fine. And below, take a light, so you have a little mesh in it. So there's a light to measure the electric fields and whatever to do your calculations. So then now, we do all this already, so close that. We need to come back up here, close here. So your next thing we're going into is the study. So you click your frequency domain, you change, so this way plugging in the range in which you have the frequency. So mine starting at 1 and then at 1.5, and you could go up in like 0.01 increments. Add it. And then you just click compute. And assuming you have no errors, it should load down here. So this is how we think you, I guess. Right, so we have the impedance and the voltage variable. Let's heat signatures. So you have everything, so nice. So the next thing we're going to the results. Right, we can derive values and you're going into global. So this is where you'll calculate your stuff. So any expression you'll go to add, and you want to add the two voltage measurements. So it'll be terminals, and just click. So there's the first one, double click on it, and then same thing for the other one, you add definitions. Sorry, electric currents, terminals, double, nice. And down here now we want to get the difference of them. So it'll be this subtract. And finish it. Right, so that'll give you the difference. Remember the current is 1, so we divided by 1 will just be, so that'll be impedance. So let's say it's actually impedance. Can remove that, hopefully. And then you just evaluate, and you have your stuff underneath here. So I think we did 1 minus 2, so we could do 2 minus 1. Just clear it and evaluate it again, and you have your impedances, resistance, R and Z. Yeah, and that is about it. If you want to export it here, copy it, go across the Excel sheet. Yes, and then just paste it. Nice. And I can do here conversions and things. So that is basically a full walkthrough what we had to do. So it was helpful. We'll talk.